I was just like, holy crap, we just made somebody $25 million. We better start writing our own material. Every video shoot I do, first thing I do is I go have a conversation with the extras. And I be like, yo, don't just think you an extra. Like, you gotta put more to it. They was like, yo, what you mean, Unc? I was like, yo, dig. My first music video ever, I was an extra for Eric B. and Rakim. And the video, Don't Sweat the Technique, that's me on upright bass. Yo, that was so crazy. I was obsessed with Rakim. That's like my favorite rapper. Took the upright bass, my man took 2 pieces of his drum set. We literally took the train all the way up to the Owl. Got in front of the mansion. Bodyguards are like, yo, what you doing here? I said, yo, what you mean what we doing here? We Rakim's band. And dude's like, okay, go set up by the bar. That's the kind of power you gotta have mentally. If you want it, you gotta go for it, man. And that's anything you want, period. Word to Mayweather, man. Early in the morning, always remember, mind, body, and soul. You know, some people be crying because they can't keep up. You understand? You can't blame the world now. You gotta blame yourself, you know what I mean? Word to the great Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, boy, we out. Yeah, boy, why? This the legendary, my super group I come from, the Fugees. Destiny Child's, Beyonce and them first real hit. I wrote this for Shaki, Hips Don't Lie. I wrote this for Whitney, My Love's Your Love. This is Maria. Word to Adam Sandler, man. Yeah. What's up to all my people on the gram? I go by the name of Wyclef Jean. I just did a crazy run. Word to Mayweather. Now listen, I'm from the original sound system, straight out of Brooklyn. I left Haiti when I was 10 years old. I was raised on Redman, Super Cat, and then I got my chops in New Jersey. Right about now, when you talk about turn up, Uncle Clef does a run, and then after the run, he comes in the club and play Haitian music. Now that's how we turn up. So here I am, like, album out, you know what I mean? Like the Carnival 3 celebration, and everything is so jiggy and happy. And the press run that you gotta do for promotions is no joke. You know, that could take a toll on you physically, you know what I'm saying to you? The irony of like 2 worlds, you feel me? I was trying to become president of Haiti. After getting involved in that political run, coming back in my music space and doing what I do, this is like going to Walt Disney. Our job was to influence a generation, and that generation is supposed to influence us, right? It's called like the each one, teach one. It's like when I hear Drake or I hear like Young Thug, those are the patterns that I'm from. Those kind of like sing-songy rap melodies like, yo, Mona Lisa, can I get a day on Friday? Like it's eclectic music, it's world music. There's something about hip-hop culture as a culture is we can pull pieces of any form of music in the universe and blend it with whatever we're trying to do, you know, and that's the only form of music that does that.
What up, brother? What up, boy? You good? Yes, sir. Yo, how many people you got with you, son? Yo, it's Carnival 3 now? We doing the party now?
Having the carnival.
The carnival's happening right now? Yo, come on, son. Come on, you know what time it is, baby.
Speaking of stepping up, come on, everyone, you know.
You guys are gonna have Clef do push-ups now?
Well, you said he was down for it.
Should we
Some competitive man.
You get 50, do you win something like 50?
Love and respect.
High five, okay. 42, huh? You know I gotta do 43.
You gotta do 43.
Y'all do it.
I'm going 41.
Come on! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! Two more, Danny! 2 more!
That was like the dude who shows up to the basketball court in jeans and just starts balling.
What church shoes?
Look at the sweater.
The B stand for burial. It's what I'm known to do to rappers. C stands for chance. Once you take it, guard your ship.
And if you take one?
DEF is the squad, boy. Read my lips.
All the stuff that you've seen, what can you tell people who want to be in this world and in this business, but make sure that they last?
So the first thing people gonna say is like, yo, man, he's 20 something. He just blew like $500,000 in a club, you know what I mean? And then the person goes, if that was me, I wouldn't do that. I would save my money. Well, that's the reason you're not the person who has the money. In order for you to have that sustainability, right? You have to make sure that you got people that you trust, fam. Like, trust your accountant, your business manager, and do yourself a favor. Ask to see every piece of paper and ask to really understand it. I ain't telling y'all don't go crazy, because I got carried out the club. My bodyguard who's watching this beast is like, Clef, man, tell him how much bottles you used to drink. I remember like being in a room in California. This sound like the Eagles Hotel California. But dude, mad cocaine, man. I mean, so much cocaine on them tables, man. I straight up walked into like a Snow White fairy tale. And I was like, hold up. Maybe they putting all this coke in this room so they could get me to turn into the addict. Like, you can't be the one getting high off your drug. This is why it's so important, right? Because at the end of the day, we have what's called in our business the drought season. So the drought season is, yeah, you used to be hot. The phone calls ain't going up no more. You ain't the one on the TV. You ain't the one on the charts. Okay, then you go, holy crap. No one's calling no more. Where my money? What did I did? But at the end of the day, I say, we live it up. Like, it's good, live it up, celebrate. At the same time, always remember that a dry season is coming and you gotta be protected for that. In my brain right here, I could think of 10 people that I personally knew that committed suicide. Real talk. And I'm telling you that based on the fact, maybe if they had that chance to get their head checked and had that conversation with somebody else, maybe they wouldn't have did that. So at the end of the day, I feel like the era that we in, I am on the side of, especially like in our communities, man. In our communities, nobody want to talk to nobody. Like, everybody want to be so tough and they want to be the bad man them, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I've seen the bad man them, some of them blew their head off. When all of that stuff was brewing in, they ain't had nobody to talk to. So I'm a strong believer of like, get that help. And dudes is watching this like, yo, Unc, we ain't talking to no shrink, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. If you don't feel like you need to go that far, make sure that that phone you have, that if you feel like doing anything to yourself, there's that one person that you know that you can call and still have that conversation with. I'm the first hip hop guitarist in my generation. Straight up hip hop guitarist. I ain't a rock guitarist, I ain't a jazz guitarist, I'm a hip hop guitarist. So this right here is a record, the original record I had wrote it for Carlos Santana. First riff that came to my mind was this one. Right? The way that I thought of that riff was Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to f with. Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying? And then the second part of the groove that I built, I was like this. So that's like some rock is a big part of hip hop, right? Fashion, fresh, you know what I mean? Even if you look at like the bands in the 80s, like the heavy metal bands, you know what I'm saying? How they were moving, and now you look at how kids are moving now, right? And as hip hoppers, we know rock very well. We actually know the fashion of rock. So you got kids that are weird like me, right? That's what they called us, weirdos, right? They call me thug hippie because I was in the projects listening to the Police Synchronicity, and I was listening to Rapper's Delight. I was listening to Pink Floyd, The Wall, and I was listening to Cool G Rap. And then at the end of the day, I used to look at the way like David Bowie was dressing, and I was like, yo, this dude's different. You know what? I'm gonna go to school today, and I'm gonna wear a long black trench coat. I'm gonna have my guitar case in the back. Why? Because I wanna be a rock star. One of my idols is Bob Dylan. So y'all know who that is. Check it out, do your research, man. Like, just read his lyrics. Like, I'm talking, you wanna talk bar for bar, go with Dylan. That's bar for bar. I was like, yo, I need Bob Dylan to be in my music video. And I remember people was like, man, Bob Dylan ain't gonna show up for your video. He don't even show up for his own son video. The craziest thing for me in the carnival was shooting at LAX and Bob Dylan comes through that door. It was an acknowledgement that I wasn't crazy and I wasn't weird, and that those dudes that I looked up to in their era and what they fought for, that I would be able to do the exact same thing. You see what I'm saying? And the coolest thing Bob Dylan said to me, you remind me of a bass player that I used to play with, you know, very cool cat. You know, it's how the cool man would talk. So it's like, oh man, I remind Bob Dylan of this cool bass player. So the idea of music and still being a musician, you have to always maintain that and be so relevant to that. When we did Killing Me Softly, the record popped off, Fuji's #1 all over. 1 time, 2 time, right? Everything lovely. Fuji's didn't write Killing Me Softly, so 100 of that pub went straight to the publishers that wrote that. So I was just like, holy crap, we just made somebody $25 million. We better start writing our own material. So for me, that's when it all shifted. So now, it's crazy because when I get the call from my brother, DJ Khaled, he goes, yo, I've been having this idea with this record that you and Santana wrote, boom, 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 boom. You know, and I have an idea, but I need you and Santana to clear it. Santana don't clear nothing, fam. Get on the phone with Santana. Next thing you know, Khaled and Santana is best friends now, and Khaled has a guitar from Carlos Santana. That's what I love. That's what you call connecting the cultures together. I'll give y'all real talk. I lost like 40 million. Like when I decided that I was gonna run to become president of Haiti, I had a big endorsement deal that I was working on. I don't wanna say the partner, but it was huge. And then this scheme was going like, take me financially over the top, maybe to where I wanted to be, because I was about to invest in something bigger. But I didn't do it. I decided like, yo, you know, I'd rather sacrifice myself for my people, because I can always come back to this arena, and I got that brain, that hustle mentality. I'm gonna figure out how to make the money. That's what we do. But what I'm not gonna be able to do is to help those people that's under the rubble with that 250,000 under the earthquake at the time. So this is also important. The relevancy, why I'm even doing this interview, why do I even matter to you? Why you even care? You're like, hold up, ain't that dude that's saying, if I was president, I'll get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, then on Monday, everybody goes back to work, like nothing happened. Oh, it's just an ordinary day. Hold up, he ain't just sing about that. You ain't just see him on Dave Chappelle. He actually did something. So at the end of the day, there's multiple parts to it. Be business savvy, but at the same time, don't compromise yourself for nobody, because your relevancy is not based on the cash. Your relevancy is based on the respect and what you actually really build.